Hi, welcome to Latina Hablando, Latina Talking. I'm your host, Lydia Santapana, and here we are at our next episode. I have a good friend with me today. And just so you guys know, every time I have someone for an interview, it's always a good friend. I feel like these are my people, these are my tribe. And they're in my life for a reason. And so when I thought about bringing this special person to the podcast, I thought of many different things that we can talk about because she's a wealth of information and she's a wonderful person. So I'm not going to introduce her because I will never dare to tell people who I think she is, because I think she can say it herself, because she's a strong, independent, kick-ass woman. And so her name is Adriana Gonzalez. Adriana, welcome.
Gracias. Gracias por no introducirme.
De nada, de nada.
So, sí, yo soy Adriana González, y creo que es muy importante que yo empiece diciendo que I'm a first generation immigrant.
Yes.
So I believe that has shaped a lot of who I am today, has made me who I am for good and bad, because we have to acknowledge that as well. And right now, I work as a family advocate, and I have a master's in human development and family sciences.
Yes.
Yes, we're very educated Latinas here.
That's right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Get your education.
Yes. Just a quick plug. Go to school.
Right. Mm-hmm. Haz tu tarea.
Sí,
No
sí.
seas burro. No, let me take that one back.
No,
let's not be part of.
No,
Let's not be toxic.
No,
just go to school.
Just go to school.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. I love that introduction because it's funny, because that's how I think about you.
Oh, thank you.
Among other great things too. Adriana, it's so funny, right? Because you and I think we saw each other. We went to the same university.
Mm-hmm.
Different stories, obviously, different age gaps too. And we took a similar program, but you did your practicum. We did our practicums in the same childcare center, but you were in one side of the center and I was on the other side of the center, but we never crossed paths.
No.
Never.
I think just at the beginning, like, I may have come by and like taken everybody's picture, but other than that, it was like two separate worlds in that place.
Completely. And we're not going to talk about how that experience was.
No.
We won't say we'll take it to the grave, because we will not.
Yes. We've processed it.
Yes, there you go. We've had our therapy.
Yes.
I love it. But yeah, we didn't cross paths, I believe, professionally, right? Or even educationally, as students. And then we crossed paths maybe like 2 years, about a year after that.
Yeah.
And ever since, here we are. I've gotten to know you. You were great when I met you, but you've grown so much too since I met you too, that I just want to know, I want you to know that I'm extremely proud to see another Latina strong woman like just grow so fast.
Yeah.
Emotionally, right, professionally, and be someone that somebody else can look up to.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times what I have noticed in the social service work is that, some people better themselves, but then, for whatever reason, they don't want to help out whoever is next. And you're not that person. You're like, let's share the wealth.
Yes.
And I love that, because you make other people better too. So I just want to say that and make sure that you know that.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm a very self-aware person. And that comes with a lot of responsibility sometimes too. So for a long time, I would like shelter parts of me. And like, I think I've come to the point where I know who I am, I know who I want to be, and it's time to let that all shine through.
Wow.
And with that also comes, like you said, sharing the wealth. Like, I've if I know something, I will let somebody else know as well, because I want all of us to move on up.
Yes. Same here. Yep. And I think that's why we clicked
Yes.
so well, because we share that same sentiment. Before we start talking about the reason why we're here,
Yes.
You said something very key. You said you were a very self-aware person. I wonder, how did you get there?
I think it was, so I'm the youngest of 5.
Okay.
And because I'm the youngest, it comes with like osa chiquiada, like everybody has like a perception of the youngest. But in my case, like there's a very different like age gap. So I kind of grew up by myself. So with that, it's like I wanted my sisters to see me. I wanted like my parents to see me in a different light.
Gotcha.
So I kind of would try to mold myself to different situations. So I had to be very self-aware of what I was doing, what I wanted to do to be liked, to be loved.
Wow.
So that has shaped me and everything. And now as an adult, like, you're like, am I breathing too hard right now?
I was just thinking that myself. That's why I moved the microphone, and I'm like, I don't want people to hear me.
In a situation, like, I'm happy. Am I laughing too loud? Yeah. And then it's also like when you're growing up, like my mom, you have to be very respectful of other people and everything.
You gotta be ladylike.
Like, yes. So it's like, let me
cruzar las piernas.
So all of that, it's like in every situation, it's like, am I doing everything right?
Yeah.
For somebody else to be like, yes, you are, like, kind of thing.
Are you tired of that?
Yes.
Me too.
It's very exhausting.
It definitely is. But it sounds though like when you talk about being self-aware right now as an adult, as a professional, and as wanting as knowing exactly who you are and who you want to continue to be, that it's more how can I say, it's more on your terms.
Yes.
Right. I love it. Yes. That's the kind of Latina power that I like to see. So kudos to you for that. But I'm sure there was a lot of work involved in order to get there. So
yes, there was.
That's awesome. So you have a master's degree from NIU. Yay. Go Huskies. But you have decided to embark on a new adventure.
Yes.
Perfect timing too. To be recording this on a Saturday.
Yes.
And you, I think, starting next week on your new adventure. So tell me about it.
Yes. So I start school next week. I'm gonna get a certificate in infant mental health. I'm very excited to embark on this like new journey and everything. And I do have a master's degree, but I feel like I had a lot of misconceptions on what it would mean to have a master's degree.
Do tell.
I thought that like, oh, I have a master's degree, there's going to be so many open doors for you. There's going to be so many opportunities. But in reality, I'm just overqualified for a lot of positions.
Dang.
Yes. So a lot of places want the experience, and I have the education, and I have to build up the experience as well.
Okay. I see what you mean.
Yes, I'm just overqualified.
How does that feel, Adriana? Because I mean, for me, I just had one of those moments of like, right?
Yeah.
And my head is going in different places. It's always going in different places because I have anxiety. But even more now that you said that, because I never thought of that.
Yeah.
What does that mean for you, and how does it make you feel?
It's very frustrating at times because I want to be challenged. I want something more. But everything is a learning experience as well.
True.
So I love all the opportunities that I've had. I have learned something from every single one that I've had. So I have to see it in that way. If not, I would be just completely frustrated all of the time.
That is true. Wow. You left me with a lot of things to think about when it comes to that stuff. Wow. That's gonna be tough, but also the reality of us women, right? Like, and not even just Latina women, just like women in general, I guess. Well, brown women too.
Yeah.
When they are overqualified, but they still have to double or triple work to show, to earn what they're worth. So yeah. And so you decided to do the certificate, and that was part of the reason.
Yes.
Why else?
So I kind of like think of it in like 3 different parts. One of the main ones, financial reasons. I would like to be that independent woman that I really want to be. But it's hard to be when you have to depend financially on others. And at the moment, I still do depend on like my parents and my sisters, but I don't want to have to depend on that. So it was either try to find a different job or try to make myself even more marketable than I am. So that's why I decided to go into like to get the certificate to see what other opportunities I could. And when you look at that syllabus, you're like, oh.
Right, because it's been a few years since you've been in school. So
yeah, it's been like 3 years.
But did you get your markers yet? Your highlighters? Your little planner?
I have my planner. I get a planner every year. Do I use it?
Probably not. Yeah, see, technology doesn't help you because we have everything on our phones, and then our brains are already crazy as it is trying to figure out where we have to be and when and how and all of that jazz.
Yeah.
So having to look at 2 different places. And also your phone is always with you.
Exactly.
So it'll be there.
Yes.
Yeah. But the stickers aren't there.
They're so cute.
We got to figure that out some way, somehow. Maybe an idea. Where we can
virtual stickers.
We're not going to put this out there for everybody to find out. All right. So financial reasons.
Yes.
What's your second one?
The second one is school is where I have felt most accomplished. I know, maybe you will also be able to relate to this. My dad has provided for us everything he can financially. Emotionally has been a lot more difficult for him. Saying I'm proud of you, I love you, are things you don't hear very often.
Yeah. And
that validation that I've always needed I've gotten through school. It's where I wasn't the youngest of 5 girls.
That wasn't your label. You got rid of it.
Yes.
Wow.
And
how did he say it? Do you remember?
So he didn't say it to me.
Of course he didn't.
Because he can't.
Because that takes too much.
But during graduation, I was sitting in the second row and facing the stage, and right to the right of the stage was my entire family. And they said my name, and I came back and I sat down. And as soon as I sat down, I looked up, and the first person I saw was my dad, crying and crying. And that was just like,
that was it for you.
Yes. I'm like, he is so proud of me.
Oh, Adriana.
Yes.
You make me want to cry.
Yeah. Wow. So
it's amazing how our parents don't have that ability. And my personal opinion is that they're afraid to go there.
Yeah.
To go to the feelings. And it's like so funny because once you go to the feelings, it's like, right? Like it's done and over with, and it is safe.
Yeah.
But being vulnerable, it's really hard for our families. But you got the message because you know how to read your dad too.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that school is where you feel like you shine.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, I can agree with that.
And anytime that I'm like feeling down or anything, like, school comes back to me. And I think I was going also through like just one of like the down periods. So I was like, it's time to go back to school.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I think I need to find something else because I can't just keep going back.
Yeah, we do get in those kinds of interesting cycles, right?
Yeah.
Of I guess maybe unconsciously we busy our minds so that we don't have to think about the things. Exactly. So it's kind of similar to our parents that they rather show their emotion in another way, right? Like even by calling you a freaking name.
Yes.
Right? Like, oh, it's con amor. Pero when they tell you like, la gordita, right? And you're like, la gordita, what the hell? Yeah. Right? Like, that's not nice. But they tell you con amor.
Sí.
So yeah. You probably have to work on that pattern.
Yes.
But it's something that I'm sure it's gonna bring you so much. And I can't wait to be a witness to everything that it brings you and also to watch you along the way.
Yes.
And the next years.
It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but I love learning new things.
Me too.
I'm like that kind of nerd.
Yeah.
I like it. So yeah, I'm sure you're gonna do well.
Yeah.
Really
thank you.
Yeah. So number 3.
3 is why I chose what I chose.
That's right. Remind us what it is.
So it's a certificate in infant mental health.
Salud mental.
Yes. Ooh.
All right. El doctor de los locos.
Ooh. Yes.
El cucú.
Sí, es que estamos locas. So there's obviously a lot of taboos and everything with mental health in the Latino community.
Correct.
And I would like to educate parents on the importance of mental health. Parents.
Okay.
Because they go to work and they drop off the kids at school and everything, but we would hope that the teachers and everything already have that training, have that education. But the parents spend a lot of time with them and there's a lot of cycles to break. Even with just calling your kid gordito.
Right.
Yes. So I would want them to know just the importance of what they're saying and what they're doing and the impacts they can have on their children. And what better way to hear it from someone that looks more like you.
Yeah.
And in your own language.
Key. Very key. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you know how many things you're going to do with that? Because the thing is, what I have noticed in, again, the social service field is that when you touch one person, it's like the ripple effect, right?
Yeah.
Then they take it somewhere else too. And that's how you heal your own, back generation, right? So like your ancestors are like, yes, Adriana, yes, Lydia. And then obviously, right, the future generations too. That's super awesome.
Yeah.
And I think it's so needed too. Let me ask you a question. I don't know if you and I love TikTok.
Yes.
We sent each other TikToks during the day, every day. And I don't know if you've noticed this or not. Maybe you don't have that algorithm, but I do. Where there's a lot of people around our age that are like, I don't have a relationship with my family anymore because it was toxic.
Yeah.
Or I started going to therapy and I don't know how to tell my family. Or I started going to therapy and I started changing and my family is like, what the hell, right? Because they just came and disturbed the whole family system.
Yes.
Right? And so you doing that, this work that you want to do, that's basically what you're going to do.
Yeah.
What do you think about that and that generation that's going through that stuff, which is the same generation?
Yes.
What do you think about that dynamic and like what it's causing for these people, for our old people?
Yeah. So it causes a lot of discomfort for them because like we mentioned, feelings is not something that was a priority. Like you just had to work and deal with it.
Right. Like,
And,
toughen up.
Yeah.
Y
like,
no llores.
No llores. ¿Para qué vas a llorar? No, te voy a dar una razón para que llores.
My favorite.
Yes.
Todo está bien. And you're like, well, no, it's not. It freaking hurts.
Yeah. Si estuviera bien, no estuviera llorando.
Right. O cuando te ponen la vacuna, no duele. How about I poke you?
Sí, duele.
Sí, duele.
So it's a lot of changes for them to acknowledge people's feelings. And there's something that someone told me about therapy. And they said, accepting that my child has to go to therapy is accepting that I did something wrong.
Ouch.
Yes. And I'm like, it has nothing to do with you, maybe. Like, you influence your children.
Yeah.
But you should be proud of your child that they can acknowledge that there's something there that they need help with. And if you can't help them as a parent, if your child is sick and you can't help them, you take them to the doctor. So if there's something else, why can't you support your child through therapy?
Wow. ¿Es cierto?
Yeah.
Es muy cierto. ¿Y por qué tenemos que hacerlo sobre nosotros?
Yeah. It has, just let your child be and let them figure it out.
Well, and even if you go there where you say, what the hell did I do, right? So what do you do next with that information, right? Like, okay, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't do it with that intention. And also, what can I do to change, right? Oh, true apology.
Yeah.
That is another thing, too, that I think our parents didn't learn either, what a true apology looks like. And it's kind of that teaching, too, right? Like, I don't know if you've seen it in your field of parents saying, dile sorry.
Yeah.
But that really doesn't really teach them anything.
No.
That just means every time I hit, I could just say, sorry, y ya estuvo, ¿verdad? Pero no aprendiste nada.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I hate the most. Dile sorry. Because they don't understand what they're saying sorry for. And like you said, it just becomes a like, sorry. And my dad always says, ustedes piensan que con su sorry van a arreglar el mundo.
Fíjate.
He's like, ¿por qué no piensan antes de que lo hagan? Y así no tienen que decir, oh, I'm so sorry.
Mira al señor que no habla de los sentimientos, pero bien que lo entendió. I love it.
Yes.
We're not talking bad about you, señor. No estamos hablando mal de esto. Es cierto. Oh my God. ¿Sabes qué? Cada vez que hablo contigo, tengo muchos momentos así de puff, que se me abre la mente y que son ciertos, ¿verdad? Pero yo creo que esa es parte de la importancia, especialmente con este certificado que vas a sacar tú, ¿verdad? De tener esas pláticas.
Sí.
Y por eso fue que yo empecé este podcast, porque yo decía, ¿cómo yo puedo influenciar a más gente a que pueda tener esas pláticas? Lo más grande para mí, fíjate, cuando yo empecé a terapia, mi meta, porque te dicen, cada vez que vas a terapia, te dicen, ¿cuál es tu meta? ¿Qué es lo que quieres? Y tú no así como que, I don't know, just fix me. Pero pues así no, that's not how it works. Y mi meta era, yo me imaginaba en un cuarto con mi mamá y mi papá, y yo decía, yo quiero que no me sienta que hay un big elephant in the room.
Okay.
Porque así era como yo me sentía en mi relación con mis papás. Y en cuanto yo seguí mi terapia, mi meta cambió. Y mi meta resultó, es que el elefante nunca se va a salir del cuarto, porque solo una persona quiere que se salga del cuarto. Entonces, guess what? La que se salió en uno de los episodios yo contaba que no todo el mundo se lo digo porque no todo el mundo lo entiende.
Sí.
Y es una cosa así difícil. Pero a lo que iba con contarte eso, es de que lo que hacemos es de que agarramos la alfombra, ¿verdad? Y le damos los escobazos y lo dejamos ahí debajo de la alfombra y no lo hablamos. Y lo mejor que podemos hacer es hablarlo y pasar ese momento tal vez uncomfortable, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Y salir de ahí y crecer y seguir. Eso es lo más saludable que podemos hacer. Y I can't wait to see all of that you're going to do with that certificate. I'll be cheering you on.
Thank you. Yeah. And what you said about like the elephant in the room and removing yourself. We, by going to therapy, we've already doing so much, and we want to bring it back to our own families, but our families may not be ready for that. And that disruption, they can't handle. And I'm in that situation that you said right now. Do I continue trying to address the elephant in the room? Or am I going to take the step and remove myself from the room? Because it's exhausting.
It is exhausting.
Trying to address the issues when nobody else wants to.
It's painful because it's like you already have una herida, ¿verdad? Y está abierta. Y es como que te la hacen más grande y más grande. And it's that vicious cycle. Yeah. Oh, that's a tough decision, Adriana. Oof. Yeah. And if you're out there and you're making that decision too, seriously, like we get it.
We get it.
We get it.
Yeah.
We get it. And my best advice, not that you're asking for it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Take it with a grain of salt in the margarita.
Yes.
No, in a shot of tequila. Yeah. Do what's best for you.
Yeah.
There was another episode that I did where I learned through my therapist that 2 things can be true at the same time. Well, sometimes even 3. And is that when I removed myself from the elephant room, I didn't stop loving them.
Yeah.
I still love them. It just is painful to be part of that relationship. But that doesn't mean that I stop loving them. So me protecting myself and removing myself from that toxicity, that is not good for my mental health. And as a result, it's not good for my health, period, because then my body reacts too, right? Is that, I removed myself. I don't have a relationship, but I still love my dad and my mom.
Yeah.
They did amazing things for me, as I'm sure, like you were saying, your dad, he great provider, right? I'm sure your mom has other great qualities too that you appreciate. But and sometimes I've noticed that with other people, when they have decided to say, I no longer want to be part of this, that's when the family's like, hold on a second, right? And then they might not make complete change, but a little bit, they might give in a little bit more to you. And so hopefully when you cross that bridge, if you come to it, because even if you don't, then that's okay too.
Yeah.
It's your life. You're the one that makes that decision. Then you can, you get what it is that it's going to make you happy.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I love this. Wondering what words of wisdom, because you have a lot of wisdom, woman, le darías tú a una muchacha latina, así como tú, que tal vez tiene una historia similar a la tuya, o una muchacha que tal vez está tratando de decir también, quiero regresar a la escuela, tal vez no tiene masters, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Y dice, quiero regresar. ¿Qué words of wisdom le darías tú a una persona así? Que tú piensas que te hubiera servido a ti también en esa situación.
Que crea en sí misma. Que ella va a llegar a donde ella quiera llegar. And she needs to love herself and put herself first. Make herself a priority. And whatever it is that she wants to do should be her priority. Whether it's going back to school, finding a different job, anything. They need to make themselves a priority.
Make yourself a priority. I love that. I love that. What does that look like for you?
For me, it's very hard because I still live with my sisters and their children. And for a very long time, I've been the person that they can all count on. And
so you don't have any children.
I don't have any kids. I don't have other responsibilities. So I'm there.
Ahí está Adriana.
Ahí está Adriana. Oh, ¿puedes recogerlos a la escuela? ¿Puedes hacer esto, eso? And I've never said no.
Ooh.
Yes.
Y estás aprendiendo a decir no.
Yes.
No, pues vas a encabronar a todos.
They're taking it pretty well so far.
Okay.
Yes, they're
Okay.
yeah.
Well, you're very nice at saying no too.
Yes.
Because you've said no to me too.
Yes. And I have felt like a lot of pressure to like be there for them, be there for the kids and everything. But there was something my therapist told me. Your sisters never asked you to do it. So why do you feel this stress and pressure if they didn't ask you to do it?
No, pues hoy me voy a ir a mi casa con la cabeza reventada porque todas las cosas que están haciendo, I'm like,
yes.
Y que, a ver, ¿y cómo te sentiste cuando te dijo eso?
What do you mean they didn't ask me?
Like, but I'm supposed to be the good sister.
I'm supposed to be the best aunt ever, like whatever. But it comes with the people pleasing, like everything.
Sí,
yes.
sí. Todo regresa, ¿verdad?
Everything is a full circle. So I've always wanted to do the best that I could, always be there for them, always do it. But it's coming to the point where like I can't anymore because the kids are getting bigger, the problems are getting bigger, and it comes back to they're not my responsibility.
No. Y yo creo que también tóxicamente tenemos, y no se dice, yo creo que it does not said out loud, pero yo creo que en nuestras familias tenemos algo en común de que la familia siempre es primero, ¿verdad?
Yes.
Pero tóxicamente en una situación así, ¿verdad? Y no, cuando digo eso, no quiero decir que lo están haciendo adrede, sino que es parte del sistema, ¿verdad? Pero no ayuda realmente, porque ves cómo tú te sientes y ellas tal vez no lo saben.
No.
Y para ellas es tal vez, oh, qué mala, ¿verdad? Pero no es que no eres mala, es que lo cierto es cierto, son tus hijos. Y tu rol es, tú eres la mamá, tú eres el disciplinario, tú y tu esposo o el papá, y yo soy la tía.
Sí.
Ese es mi rol, right? You gotta be the fun end.
Yes. Pero sí es difícil ponerte like a ti misma primero. Si vives en con una familia que están acostumbradas a que tú siempre estés allí para ellos. And they don't do it in like a mean way or anything.
No.
It's just like that's just always been what I've done. But now it's
lo normal.
Yeah, it's normal. Like I've always been able to pick up the kids from school, like do whatever, drive an hour to my sister's house because she needs me to pick them up from school.
An hour?
Yes, because my sister lives an hour away.
What the hell?
Yes. But now I'm like,
good sister.
Yes, I am. But now, like you said, it's time for me to just be the cool aunt and be there when I can be there.
And put yourself first. And that's one of the ways that you've done it, by learning how to say no.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I think you're going to come back because I want to pick your brain on other things too. And also, I like our vibe.
Yes.
I really do. And I think that the more that we talk, the more other things are going to come out. So I hope that you feel like you want to come back and keep talking to me. I think it's helpful for both of us. Just
I think so too.
Como terapia. Quiero dar muchas gracias por tomarte el tiempo de venir y platicar conmigo y ponerte en una plataforma donde ahorita somos pequeños, pero mi visión es de que va a crecer más.
Sí.
Me imagino que pues tú ya sabes lo que vive en el internet.
Ahí queda en el internet.
Ajá. Y entonces yo sé que va a ayudar a muchas personas. He recibido mensajes de los otros episodios que hemos puesto. Y hay personas que han sentido ciertas cosas y esa es mi meta.
Sí.
Y me encanta que seas parte de ayudarme en apoyar esa meta. Y pues maybe hablamos de otras cosas más y tal vez en 2 años estamos aquí otra vez. No tal vez en esta oficina.
No.
Y tal vez con mejor micrófonos. Que no nos digan que no se escucha.
Ya le vamos a invertir a la producción.
Exacto. Sí, vamos a tener toda la producción. Y tal vez vamos a estar hablando de unas cosas muy, muy, muy diferentes.
Sí.
Ajá.
Pero muchas gracias por invitarme y yo más de contenta que estar aquí cuando me quieras otra vez.
Órale. High five. All right. Gracias. Adios.